Okay, so next one on the list is Aquarius. All right, these are the original zodiacs from the 13 zodiacs before they changed it to the 12 and dropped Ophiuchus. Aquarius, February 16th to March 11th. Amethyst, Aquamarine, Water Bearer, Monday, Adventurine, and Uranus. Okay. Let's see, what do we go for first? What can we get for Aquarius? Please, communication, rationality, what can we get for Aquarius? Water Bearer, Aquarius. Knight of Cups in reverse. So not too willing to share your cup with anybody or your love with anybody at this time. You have good intentions. You're just kind of looking out for yourself. You have no problem talking about it or speaking out, right? A bit of a separation's happened. It's given you some inner peace, though. It's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Just because you decided to go on your own way doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. The person that you've separated with could possibly be making you feel guilty about it, but that's really not your concern. You're just doing what you can. Subtlety, artifice, trickery, a sly and cunning person, a person capable of swindling. So maybe you swindled yourself out of a relationship, or you just decided to part your ways. Like I said, you have no problem communicating. It was a bit of a hardship, so yeah. You endured it, kept going forward. What else do we got here? No longer crying over about it, all right? It's not really a loss for you. You've done what you almost felt like bothered by whoever it was that was in your energy. This could have been somebody like a Page of Swords or Page of Swords in reverse. You could have just have lack of trust. It was your test. So whether or not if you don't trust somebody, it's going to make it really hard to have any kind of relationship, even if it's platonic. You're looking forward to doing whatever it is that you need to do for yourself and the rewards that that's going to bring. Almost like a selfish energy, but with good intention. And yeah, normally the Knight of Cups upside down in reverse is somebody that's like a con artist or sly or trickery or something, but also at the same time it could be somebody that's just standing their own ground, right? So it comes off that way. It comes off like somebody that's playing tricks, but if you're not breadcrumbing anybody, masculine or feminine, this could be you or somebody else has done this to you. Honestly, if there's no breadcrumbing, just end it there. You're just focusing on your work, okay? You're keeping yourself busy. You have the knowledge and wisdom to continue moving forward. You're not really interested in the mundane stuff other than your work. You're just focused on. He's got the, what do you call that? The horseshoe above his head, but it's in reverse. So maybe you don't feel lucky, or you don't feel like things are going in your favor just because of the way it is. But you do find relief and peace in your own space by yourself. It's kind of like your quiet time. You're okay with that. Got a lot of strength. Aquarius. What else do we got? Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. A lot of information. Knight of Clubs in the upright. Moving forward. Determined. Solar plexus energy, heart chakra energy, but definitely given the side eye. This is you or somebody else, somebody that's got hidden things, almost like you've given chances to whoever it is. Maybe it's this person here, the Knight of Cups in reverse. You've given chances to them, and they kind of proved you, they proved the good assumptions that you made about them wrong, just because either you had a falling out or you exchanged words. Something was said. I don't know if there's any coming back from that. A social order. So this could be a ranking. Maybe this has to do with either the spiritual realm aspect of it, your rankings in that state of being, or this could be just personal in a workforce. Doesn't feel like family structure though. There was a loss of something, but whatever that was, it wasn't a big deal. Nobody's really bothered by it or crying over it. Because the Nine of Swords is just before the Ten of Swords, which is betrayal. So maybe it was cut short before the betrayal happened. Yeah. He's suspicious, slanderous, gossip, shame, scruple, timidity, shady character, reasonable fear. So whatever it is you noticed, you got away from that. It doesn't feel like you're the one that is doing anything shady. This may be somebody that was doing it to you. You caught on to it. You moved forward without hesitation. Could have been a couple years ago that something was put into action and you found out about it now. And so because you have this information, because you have whatever decision that you're going to make now, you're moving forward and it doesn't bother you at all. You're not crying over it. It's like, okay, well, this happened 8 years ago, 5 years ago, and I'm just finding out about this now. Well, what am I supposed to do about that? You're growing, you're learning. You could feel very generous at the time. At the time, okay, maybe you gave something away that you didn't want to necessarily give just to anybody, and then the person that you chose to give to wasn't a good idea, but you're not finding out till later on that maybe they had some form of betrayal kind of planned for you, or that was the first initial idea when they first met you, what they were going to do anyway. They've probably done it to a lot of people. Anyways, you're just finding out about this. It's already a couple years now, a few years down the road. You don't really give a shit. That's fine. You're being rational about it. Logical thinking. Nothing's coming out for the cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. Could be an aunt or an uncle. Or you could be the aunt or uncle. Sequence. Something that comes after succession, an arrangement, and a series. So maybe you're noticing the patterns, the signs and synchronicities as you go forward. You're starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together. You're getting more information as you go. The more courageous you are, the more you're able to stand up for yourself, speak your truth, move forward with good intention. The more you're learning, you continue to just keep working hard, doing your own thing. You have no problem with that at all. You're very determined. Slink. To sneak, to steal away, to cast maturely, a premature calf. So this could have something to do with, like I said, it was cut off early. Something was stopped ahead of time. Before it got too far, it was stopped ahead of time. But you just maybe not have known about it till now. And something, obviously somebody was sneaking around and doing something behind your back, or they made decisions. They could have even spoke on your behalf, and they just never said anything about it. This could be you or somebody else that you know. Fret. To eat into, to corrode, to wear away, to chafe, to vex. So it could have been upsetting maybe at the time had you known about it. But now that it's already a few years later, it doesn't matter. To ornament, to furnish with frets. To variegate, to be vexed. Again, with the thought of something being upsetting, to utter peevish expressions, to rankle, and irritation. An ornament of bands or fillets, a piece of perforated work. This could be something that you do when it comes to your own work, or maybe it's being the lines are having holes poked in it, or the boat is having holes poked in it. So whatever was being created previously, the lies and stuff like that in the past, or whatever was done slyly behind your back, now that it's coming to the light, it's kind of like poking holes through or perforating through the veil. You're starting to see the whole picture now. You're putting together the pieces. This could mean that you were fretting about it, you were worried about it at one point, maybe when you first heard about it, but there's nothing you can do. That's why you've calmed down. The crossbars of the fingerboard of some stringed instrument. The last pluck of a string. That's what I'm getting. So the last note, maybe somebody's leaving you a note, or you were left a note. This could be this could be mail coming through. Some form of support. The last note. Tether. again with some form of string here. These could be energetic ties that you're dealing with. A rope confining a grazing animal with certain limits. Maybe you feel limited at this point, or somebody made you feel limited. Scope allowed to confine with a tether. Being held down is the wrath of nature. Wrath of nature. Being held down is like the energy that I'm getting right now. So maybe you felt pinned up in a corner. You didn't know what else to do. Or knowing this information now, you kind of feel like stuck between a rock and a hard place. Try to use some humor if you can. Because if there's nothing you could do about it now, why worry? If it's already been done in the past, what are the steps that you're going to take now moving forward to achieve whatever goal it is that you need to achieve? Or what is it that you need to amend with certain people if you must? Or what is it that you need to tie up loose ends or cut cords with certain people that you no longer need in your life? Whatever it is that you need to do for you, be aware of that. What else can we get for Aquarius? What are you doing? We've got the Nine of Cups, Knight of Coins, and Ace of Coins. So you're very discerning. You can make judgments based off of what you've learned. No problem. You don't hesitate. You have options set out in front of you. You do work hard. You're not really worried about things that happened in the past or any of the shady people you've dealt with. And you've got the Knight of Coins as well. A lot of, I would say 20 to 30s, a lot of younger energy. This could be multiple people, or this could be one of these people, you yourself. You've dealt with a lot of shady individuals and you're just trying to move forward and do what you need to do for you. Yeah, Knight of Coins. Coming through that whole thing, working hard, making sure you're building a foundation moving forward. You have the guidance. You know which direction you're going in, kind of like a compass. You have the protection you need as well. And you have the Ace of Coins. So out of all the offers you've been given, out of all the choices that you have right now, currently, Aquarius, you have the one big decision that you can make that can turn all things in your favor at this point, regardless of what happened in the past. So maybe it is that you need to speak your truth, a little bit of clarity, whatever you need to get out and maybe tell other individuals, or maybe you need to settle things once and for all. You have this Ace of Coins here. It's available to you. You get some past life oracle cards for Aquarius. Leader, insight, a little bit of guilt. Authority figures. So you yourself could be in that sort of energy. So that's your ranking. You get to make judgments on certain people or make judgment calls. As long as you're doing it with good intention and you're not doing it with any envy, jealousy, spite, rage, any kind of hatred or anything like that, those are low vibrational frequencies. If you managed and you survived getting through certain tests and trials and stuff like that, and you gain the authority to make judgment calls on other people, or this is something that's passed down in your bloodline and it's been given to you as a gift, you cannot abuse that privilege. Maybe you realized this and there was somebody that was testing your patience clearly, or did something shady in the past and you didn't know about it. Could be a son or a cousin. Somebody that's young too. Did something without your knowledge. Again, I'm getting that. It's your duty to analyze the situation and make the proper judgment calls, okay? Moving forward. High Priest or Priestess. You're fully aware of your gifts and abilities. You're not afraid to show what you can do. As long as, like I said, you're doing it with good intention. If you pulled away from somebody in the past and it saved you and you're just finding out how much it saved you now here in the present, thank yourself. Really appreciate what you did. You have luck on your side. It may not feel like it, but you do. You have guardians and certain entities that are watching over you without question. If you don't believe in that sort of thing, that's okay. Atlantis, Atlantean ties. Okay, this symbolizes a lot of the emotion that you've been going through. Could even be like ancient ancestors that had ties with the ocean. maybe do some research about this, find out more. You are Aquarius, water bearer, okay? Being down by the water might help you. If you do some meditation there, sit there, find out what it is that you need, what information, the missing puzzle pieces that you need to get the clarity and closure so that you can make the right judgment calls with the gifts that you have been given down to you from your ancestors and relatives and stuff like that. The DNA is carried within your DNA. It's like a code, a sequence. So you have the information that you need, and it's given to you. And depending on what choices you make and what energy that you make them with, your intention, you can supersede any kind of negative emotions or emotions that you have going on in your head right now. But it doesn't seem like you're too bothered by any of the stuff that happened in the past. Now, I don't think that you yourself have done anything, but if you have, ground yourself, forgive yourself for not knowing better. Spirituality and religion. So this could run in your family. You could be, I'm getting Roman Catholic. You could be very religious yourself. This could have helped you in the past, and maybe you lost your way for a little bit. You kind of lost faith in yourself. You're gaining it back slowly by keeping yourself busy, keeping your head down, working, acknowledging certain things, and forgiving things in the past is allowing you to get this Ace of Coins. All right. What else can we get? Let's get some Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards here. You realized team works good with people that work well with you. Okay, you have the experience, plenty of experience. The Dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things, coming to light. Adapt, change, and heal. All right. You're able to adapt, no problem. As far as changing, you can be, I'm getting a little bit of stubborn energy, but aren't we all? Again, like I said, finding things out and things coming to light. You're well aware of the situation, what your part in it is. You do have some forgiveness as far as forgiving everything, I don't know. Forgiving yourself is very important first off. And you're more than okay with using your spirituality and religion or any of your gifts to get what it is that you need, hopefully in a good way. Keep in mind what you do, your intention is everything. Words are powerful. Use your intuition. Boat. Receive what you need, progression arriving, moving on, closure of issues. Ships coming in. You've also got that Ace of Coins right there up in the corner. It's like at the, not out of your reach. It's kind of set at a checkpoint. I don't know whether or not you've reached that checkpoint yet. You could have very well. But if not, you're moving towards it. You're working hard. So just keep going. And you have the Nine of Cups here. So you keep opening opportunities for yourself. And you're going to receive what it is that you need as long as you're progressing, moving forward with good intention. And you're closing up the old issues. You're removing and purging anything that you don't need that doesn't serve you. Okay. What else can we get for Aquarius? The Chaser. Chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. If you are currently in a relationship, whether it be friends, family, coworker, or lover, and it has not been good for all these years and you're finding out things coming to the light, if you're uncomfortable with that and you know that that's not for you and the path that you're headed in that direction, the whole idea of fearing being alone is huge with the majority of the population. A lot of people are afraid to be alone. They have the abandonment issue. The main thing to understand is that you don't abandon yourself. If you're putting yourself on the back burner, if you're not doing things for yourself and you're giving everything of you to other people, then you're going to feel empty inside and you're going to have a lot of resentment, and that's going to build up, and then you're going to see it in front of you. All the red flags, all the signs, everything is going to be put right in front of your face so that you can use your intuition, with which you have, so that you can make the right proper judgment calls, and so that you can have faith in yourself instead of depending on somebody else or just deciding to stay in maybe a not so good relationship or dynamic with somebody, okay? And if you're constantly chasing after them or managing their emotions, especially, okay, Aquarius, the water bearer, bears a lot of burdens and stuff like that too. Symbolic, water, symbolic for emotions. If you're constantly trying to manage other people's emotions, let's say you stand your ground, you're doing what's best for you, and somebody else is giving you a hard time for it just because they want your attention and maybe trying to distract you, get you off your path, or maybe you don't see eye to eye with them and then they get upset. That's on them to acknowledge and go within and figure out, because they've been triggered for some reason. Maybe it has to do with attention or something like that. But if you start to manage their emotions and, okay, like I give in, or I'll do this for you just to cheer you up or make you happy or whatever, that's not your responsibility, okay? It never was. We're all responsible for ourselves, especially once we hit a certain age, to manage our emotions. You could have very well been masking all this resentment that was building up, and now you're ready to move forward, or you're dealing with somebody that had or still has a mask on. So not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretending, delude, and gaslighting. Gaslighting stands out to me the most for this one. You've done the best you can to shield yourself by giving in to this other person, if this is you. If not, you could be the person that's gaslighting somebody else. I don't recommend doing that. That is a whole lot of negative karma you don't need. Okay, what else could we get here? Get some fatal. Proceeding from fate, causing death, deadly, and calamish. Okay, so if you know for a fact that the decisions you've made have been detrimental, especially to your health, and you know that you need to go on a different path, or you've already chosen to do so, congratulations for doing so and choosing yourself. Okay, if this is somebody that you're worried about losing and they have not taken care of themselves, or you've been doing everything possible and they're still headed in a spiral downwards, be careful you don't get sucked into the best and go down with them. No offense to anybody, I don't mean to seem cold and callous, but most people will show you up front through their actions, and you get to discern whether or not you want to go along with that. If they've been putting on a mask for years and your intuition, because you're a high priest or priestess, has told you otherwise, and you haven't been listening to your gut instinct, that's on you. Okay? Minority. State of being minor. Period from birth until 21 years of age. This could be this Page of Swords in reverse that you've dealt with, possibly. Period from, yeah, from birth till 21 years of age. I believe the brain doesn't even stop, what did I say? The brain does not stop maturing until the age of 29. It's not even like fully developed yet. Which is interesting, because most people are married or have children before the age of 30, which is when our brain starts to change as well again. The smaller number, or number less than half. So maybe you feel like you're not getting in return what you're putting out, so you're getting less than half, okay? The party that has the fewest vors. So if you didn't feel like you were being acknowledged for the decisions that you were making, especially if you're an authority figure, now's your opportunity to go within and do what it is, okay? You still have this Ace of Coins over here. You're still working hard, doing what you needed to do, and you will be receiving what it is that you need. So don't be afraid to ask either. Try to be lighthearted about it, even if it's a serious situation. I don't mean like laughing at a funeral or something like that, but try to understand that things are playing out the way that they're supposed to. With every decision you made as well, or other people's decisions, we co-create together as a collective. And I believe that you will have some sort of breakthrough and awareness to get to whatever victory is that you need. If not, I'm sure you will get the signs and synchronicities that you need to be put right in front of you, so that you start making the right decisions, so that you don't make an ass out of yourself. Not saying that you would, no offense, but sometimes when we just do things for other people, we sacrifice things for other people, we kind of end up making it hard for ourselves. Strength in reverse, that would be maybe fears, or feeling unfulfilled, and that would require you going, I made these cards over here, I'm just going to pull one, see what you got. What is it you want to learn? So maybe try asking your inner child, or just your higher consciousness, especially if you're high priest or high priestess. If this is you or somebody else that you know, you could give them advice to do so. And we did get Atlantis here for past life oracle cards. So maybe do some research on that, find out more about that. That could be very interesting. And this is also an orange. Sacral energy, creativity, or sexuality. Maybe go and figure out or utilize that energy, especially with forgiveness backing it. Use that energy to create whatever situation and have the patience that you need to make the decisions moving forward, okay? Even if there are going to be some other things coming out that you're going to learn, still stay calm, think logically first. Don't just react out of emotion, because that's going to make the decisions you make a little bit more clouded, and your judgment may be thrown off a little bit, okay? Protection. Use your self-defense wisely and not in a vicious way, okay? Hopefully that helps.